Hey Saline, I'm Paxton Brown.
Top of the morning, I'm Chris Stankovic. On this episode of Hornet Nation, we talk to Daniel Keith, wrap up the winter season, and top it all off with an inside look at competitive cheer.
With many outstanding swimmers, it's hard to choose just one athlete who stands out the most. This week, we talk with a swimmer who leaves the competition in the dust. Chris sat down with sophomore Daniel Keith to find out more about his swimming career.
Hi, I'm Chris Stankovic, and I'm here today with varsity swimmer Daniel Keith. Thanks for coming today, Dan.
No problem.
So, what events do you do in swimming?
I mainly do the 200 IM and the 100 backstroke.
So what would you say is your best event?
I would probably say my best event right now is the 200 IM. In this region, I am one of the better swimmers, but my teammates, I can't do it without them. My coach helps me get there, so.
Mr. Loveland gives us a coach's perspective.
Daniel's been a swimmer on the team for the last 2 seasons. In those 2 years, he's kind of made a meteoric rise in the swimming in the state of Michigan at the high school level and at the club level. In terms of, he just gets in every day, practices hard, is very dedicated to the sport in the off season, really wants to be the best that he can be, and at this point has put himself in a position where he is in the upper echelon of the high school swimmers in the state of Michigan. You know, Daniel, in most of the events, which is unusual, there are 8 individual events in the high school season, and he's probably in the top 6 in almost all 8 of those events.
So how did this all get started? How did you start swimming?
I started swimming when I was about 10 and a half. I was watching the 2012 Olympics, just like any other kid and I saw Michael Phelps, and he was it was just a big inspiration.
With a 52.01 in the 100-yard backstroke and a 145.38 in the 200-yard freestyle, and 2 years left in his high school career, Daniel is well on his way to a spot on the record board. I'm Chris Stankovic. Back to you.
Incredible to think he's only been doing this for about 3 years. Do you know how he did at states?
Yeah, he swam in 4 events, 2 relays and 2 individuals. In the 200 medley relay, he helped his team get 5th. In the 400 freestyle relay, he helped his team get 6th. In the 100 backstroke, he got a 51.34, which let him get 5th. And he got 6th in the 200 IM with a 154.53.
Although this has been a cold winter, the Hornets have been on fire all this overall season. In this next segment, Kayla takes it from the beginning to the end with this winter season wrap-up.
The boys bowling team finished with an overall record of 11-3. Drake Jones, Gage Wiedemeyer, and Jake Learman led the team to a Red Division championship with a record of 5-1. 2 major turning points for the Hornets were beating Monroe and Chelsea at home. Coach McMullen commented on how the win against Chelsea was huge for the team because they hadn't won against them in a while. As the girls' bowling season is coming to a close, they have a solid record of 8-4-2. Of 7 players on the team, 2 stand out. Krista Johnson averaging 162 and Abby Mayer averaging 179. The team took 2nd place in the SEC Red Tournament. The boys' basketball team has had a tough season with an overall record of 5-15. The highest scoring game for the Hornets was their game against Lincoln Park with 74 points. David Elms, Matt Rosati, Kyle Grill, and Brett and Brendan Nearing have been some of the key players in helping the Hornets succeed. Coach Williams said that although the season didn't turn out as planned, the team has come to play every day, which has made the practice fun and exciting. The girls' basketball season has ran neck and neck with an overall record of 10-10. Amanda Zylstra, Sam Bruley, and Alyssa Heron have been some of the key players in making the team a success. This season, the Hornets beat Pioneer for the 2nd time since 2013, and that major success and the win against Belleville is what made the season memorable for the Hornets. Gymnastics continued to dominate as they held an overall record of 7-1. The team took 2nd place at the conference meet and placed 5th at regionals, their highest score being 136.9. Senior Kelsey Flanagan, junior Claire Armstus, and freshman Jordan Raft have all qualified for the gymnastics state. The Saline wrestling team placed 3rd overall at their regional competition and had 3 of their top wrestlers rack up the points, qualifying for the state championship. Senior Kevin Fuller placed 1st, senior Steven Slattery ended in 3rd place, and pinning his way to victory, freshman Daniel Papour won 1st place. At the state championships, all 3 athletes placed 7th in their divisions. The boys swim and dive team ended with an overall record of 8-3, along with the top finishes in Invitational and taking 3rd place in the SEC Red. The top divers on the team are Dakota Hervis and Alex Calder. Some of the best swimmers are Daniel Keith, Ryan Klempner, and Jacob Herman. There are no seniors on the state team, which which proves to show some promise for the next season. The ice hockey team has had a stellar season with an overall record of 21-4 and went undefeated in the SEC Red. The leading scorers on the team were Owen Helber with 66 points, Ethan Pice with 50 points, and Adam Haas with 48 points. Since the team remained undefeated in the SEC Red and the Metro League West Division, they moved on to the regional championship against Novi and unfortunately lost with a score of 4-2.
A couple of additions to the wrap-up. The boys swim and dive team finished 4th at this weekend's state meet at EMU, and Kelsey Flanagan tied for 6th at the floor exercise at the gymnastics state meet.
Although every team has had their ups and downs, it's great to see their success these teams have had this season.
But it seems that we missed out on one sport that is a little more unique. Paxton Brown takes you on an in-depth look with some girls on the competitive cheer team to see how their season went.
In its 8th year at Saline High School, competitive cheer is a D1 team. Oftentimes confused with sideline cheer, when a nation decides to go behind the scenes to get the real story and show all the work these girls really do. Today, we started off with Maddie Keating as she tells us a little about competitive cheer and the varsity team.
1, 2, 3. The difference between sideline and competitive is broken up into 3 rounds based on all the different skills that we practice during sideline season, and sideline season is more about getting fans involved. Round 1 is tight-knit motions and coordination. Round 2 is tumbling and the motions combined, and round 3 is then an overall big round. You know, we're coming back from a really rough few years. The cheer program really took a hit, and this year coming back at the district competition, we placed 6th out of 14 teams, where last year we didn't even place. So it is a huge accomplishment.
Now, Julie Kriskowski reminisces on her years as a cheerleader and talks about her next big plans.
My sister used to watch Bring It On all the time, and we thought it was a good idea to try the tumbling. And after I did that, I just kind of realized that I really wanted to try cheer, and once I tried it, I just totally fell in love. I think I've mainly improved as a leader on the team this year. I've had skills probably that stay the same since freshman year, but these girls really allowed me to grow as a person and a leader. I have the chance to cheer at the University of Toledo, but right now I'm deciding if I want to do that or just come back and help the Saline team.
We wish you the best of luck, Julie. Now we know sideline and competitive cheer are not the same sport. And with all the dedication and hard work these girls put in, competitive cheer is way more than what meets the eye. I'm Paxton Brown. Back to you guys in the studio. Now that the winter season has come to an end, our attention shifts towards the spring season and our upcoming shows.
Good job, winter sports, and good luck to the start of the spring sports. I'm Chris Stankovic.
And I'm Paxton Brown. See you next time, Saline.
Is this thing on? Whatever. Selfie. Whoosh. Selfie. 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 Selfie.
Hornet Nation, your ticket to Saline High School sports.